They're dinosaurs. Wow, enough. Hey guys, I'm Zach and I'm here to discuss Jurassic World. Jurassic World is the fourth movie in the Jurassic franchise and it's directed by Colin Trevorrow. It stars Chris Pratt, Bryce Dallas Howard, Vincent D'Onofrio, and two child actors that I'm just not really going to discuss. The two characters they play are kind of throwaway characters. I guess they push the story along, but I just wasn't really emotionally invested in their characters. At least for the first half of the movie, I didn't really care if anything happened to them, and I just really didn't want to see them on the screen at all. In fact, all I wanted to see was the times that they were with Chris Pratt or Bryce Dallas Howard. The one character I really enjoyed was obviously Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt does amazing in this role. Chris Pratt is fantastic as Owen. He plays this sort of animal trainer, know-it-all guy. That's basically the best way I can describe his character. He is great. Every scene he's in, he commands the scene. He does a great job of just being the leading man, which is what he was in this role. But he just, I can't say enough about Chris Pratt other than he's just really fantastic. Next, I'll talk about Bryce Dallas Howard. Bryce Dallas Howard is good in the role. She acts really, really well. I mean, she brings a sense of charisma and just overall acting chops. When she is supposed to be afraid, she's afraid. When she's supposed to be excited, she's excited. She's a good actress, and I mean, I think everyone knows that. And by the end of this movie, you really see her character progress as well. For the first half of this movie, I really didn't like her character at all, and I mean, that's what the progression of the character was meant to do. I mean, by the end of the movie, I enjoyed her. I really wanted to see more of her, and I liked who she became. Now, one character I really hated in the entire movie was Hoskins, played by Vincent D'Onofrio. Now, Hoskins is sort of just this guy who's there working for InGen as, like, a muscle man. I can't describe to you really who his character is because that's about all his character is. Yes, there's absolutely zero character progression for this man throughout the entire movie, and Vincent D'Onofrio, who is usually an absolutely fantastic actor. I cannot tell you, you know what, I can't say anything more than that. Vincent D'Onofrio is an absolutely fantastic actor. Usually. Jurassic World, not so much. Vincent D'Onofrio phoned this in so badly. I'm upset. I'm actually upset about how Vincent D'Onofrio performed this role. And you know what? I can't even say that because I don't know if it's all Vincent D'Onofrio's fault. His character, Hoskins, was just terrible. A bunch of statements, a bunch of one-liners, and that's about it. Yeah. Alright, so let's talk about the plot of this story. Now, the events of Jurassic World are set roughly 20 years after the events of Jurassic Park, and it's also set on Isla Nublar. Basically, Jurassic World is a working theme park, the epitome of the dream that John Hammond had set up 20 years ago. It's working, it's drawing in people, and everything's just peachy. Until, well, sales are not reaching the same projections that they used to, so they decide, let's build a new hybrid of dinosaurs, and they call it the Indominus Rex. So basically, things happen, the Indominus Rex gets out, and that's the movie. Other things occur, stuff happens, it's fun. That's about as deep as the plot gets. In the trailer, in the synopsis, things you read online, it seemed like it was setting up this social commentary for how society seems to deal with bigger and better, and how more is what we crave, and it doesn't deliver on that. It doesn't talk about that really at all past the first couple of minutes, and I feel like it missed the mark. It missed the chance to be an absolutely great film by just digging a little bit more into the plot. Now, with that being said, there were some really interesting subplots that I feel like if they would have worked themselves more into the story a little earlier in the movie, that the movie really would have been more solid. It would have been a better movie. At the end of the day, it was very predictable. At times, you could totally see where it was going to go. You could say, yep, I knew that was going to happen. It was very predictable. The one thing that wasn't predictable was the final climax or the final push. That was not predictable. I didn't see something that happened happening. And, I mean, it was good. One thing about this movie that I didn't really like, but I understand why they did it, and they kind of explained it in the movie, was their blatant use of product placement. I mean, literally every scene you could see a product that they were trying to sell. I understand that it's set in a theme park, and their description of it was just really meta and kind of made you feel like, oh, well, we know we did this a lot, so let's tell you why we did it. It's just a little pet peeve of mine. It didn't take me out of it, but like when I saw it, I was just like, wow. It's happening all the time. Now, I know a lot of people dislike CGI, and if you're gonna go see this movie and you dislike CGI, don't go see this movie. CGI in this movie is used a lot. I feel like at times they might have used some animatronic dinosaurs. I don't know for sure, but there was one scene involving Chris Pratt that I thought that this dinosaur was sort of animatronic, or it was done to pay tribute to the way Jurassic Park was shot in some ways. That being said, there are a lot of things shot in this movie that are paying tribute to Jurassic Park. There are just shots that you're like, oh, wow, yep, I see what they're doing there, and it works. I don't think it didn't take me out of the movie at all. In fact, it gave me a greater feeling of nostalgia. It gave me this sense of giddiness. When the Jurassic Park theme was playing, I got goosebumps. This is the Jurassic Park sequel that we've been waiting for since Lost World. The final act of the movie, it really solidified itself as a Jurassic Park movie. Up until that point, it was almost there, and then third act, boom, this movie's a Jurassic Park movie. This movie is solid. Anyway, as I'm saying, the movie's not perfect. There are flaws. It was predictable. The dialogue was awkward at times. Some of the humor fell flat. Some of the humor made scenes that would have been really powerful not as powerful. But I mean, most of the humor was good, and Chris Pratt delivered amazingly on the humor that he had to deliver. With that being said, this movie was very fun. This movie was a blast, and I will probably go see it again. I mean, this movie was just a really, really fun time. And for that, I'm going to give this movie a 7.5 out of 10. Like I said, Jurassic World is a blast. Go see it. I mean, really, the worst that's going to happen is you're going to walk away having had a great night. It really is super fun. Anyway, let us know in the comment section what you thought of the movie and what you thought of our review. And if you like other fun movies, make sure to check out our review of the movie Spy. For Razzle, I'm Zach, and thanks for watching.